arrogance. I'm trying to save them the embarrassment. I spit truth, they forgetting what the marriage is. The meek shall inherit the earth, the rest perishes. They taught us all to listen to Balaam with their palace and their caliphate. I'm destined for Salem, man, they rest is counterfeit, plus it's destined to fail them. Shake the dust off this city, man, who coming with me? There's a light at the end of it. I see you shine, getting life with the benefits. That's me and mine, holding fast to the legacy, whether the rain or shine.
It's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Do you remember where we're from? Pray you the strength to carry on. Will you step into the sun? Do you remember where we're from? Pray you the strength to carry on. Will you step into the sun?
Holding fast to the legacy, whether the rain or shine.
It's mine, it's mine, it's
But my love, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. You must realize that the light is you.
Yeah, you awake? Wake up, you who sleep, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give you light. Yeah. He took me high on a mountain, told me look around. What I found was astounding. If I bow down, he can make anything happen, surpassing everything I could ever imagine. Flying first class, relaxing, living my passion, guaranteed satisfaction. High-end estates, cash and high fashion, high stakes, high class and high flashing. High life, lights, camera for action, the most fly. Said I'm destined to be just like the most high. So when they crown me king, I want the power it brings. Set my throne above everything. Got the world in the palm of my hand. Now raise your hands high, I'm in high demand. Yeah, if you don't know who I am, I'm the man. They got my head gassed up to the red line, believing that the world is mine, but it's all a lie. Said I'm not of this world, so I'm hoping I'm not throwing my pearls to swine.
I tell her this little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You see this light, I'ma let it shine. I guess I was supposed to respect it and give a toast, but it wasn't what I expected. When truth approached, they rejected it. They mediocre at best, it's just they'll never accept it. We get affected by the time invested. You think they blessed it? What they spitting is septic. Poison in the mind, they lies neglect what's already written. I'm rolling with the elect, you can check how they kicking it. They've been afflicted, now we gotta move mountains to fix it. No doubt, they going all out, man, I'm getting sick with how they try to reroute the ecliptic. Living in a time predicted, keeping it cryptic. They're passing it off for something to get with. I'd rather find a way around the elliptic and get this house in order before they find me evicted. They try to keep me gassed up all the way to the red line, believing that the world is mine, but it's all a lie. See, I'm not of this world, so I'm hoping I'm not throwing my pearls to swine.
I tell her this little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You see this light, I'ma let it shine.
This little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I gotta let it shine, shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You see this light, I'ma let it shine.
This little light
To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, yeah. Everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Lockhart perspective.
Well, hello and good afternoon to everyone. I'm so glad you guys are able to share 2 times today with me. I am so blessed to have you a part of the chat. Let's see, we have Yoko, Solar Traveler Montgomery. Was this about Flat Earth Listen music video? I don't get that. I don't get that, but I'm glad you're here. And hello, Steve Willis, executive producer, is in the house, and I so appreciate you for being here as well, sir. And then the Pioneer, good afternoon. The Pioneer, I like this song. Chilled like a mug, LOL. That is very funny. So listen, we are going to look. PBS Lover, how have you been? Good day. As grim as it seems, Roy was quite perturbed yesterday. He mentioned architecture. I wonder if I think he was saying, I wonder if it was about his discovery of the mud flood. You never know. But what I will say is that today we are looking specifically at Genesis 1:11, and it came about from this beautiful picture that my brother sent to me. Now, the picture that he sent to me was a tree that I'm going to share with you in just a few minutes. But first, just for context, and then there's also something else that's a discovery, so they claim that it's a discovery. You know, whenever somebody says they find a discovery, I always say to myself, well, yeah, you just found something you didn't know about, because there's nothing new under the sun, right? And so in that case, I'm going to show you this discovery, and I don't know if it'll tie in to what we're talking about. I just thought that it was amazing and I wanted to share it. So the first thing that we're going to do is take a look right here at Genesis 1. Now I'm reading from Genesis 1 and the chapter is 1, the verse is 11, but for context, let's look at the 3rd day, dry ground, which starts at verse 9. And Yah said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And so, and it was so. In verse 10 it says, and Yah called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And Yah said that it was good. And Yah said, here's verse 11, and Yah said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Now we'll go ahead and finish out with verses 12 and 13, but the focus, of course, for our context today is verse 11. Verse 12 says, and the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Yah saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 3rd day. Okay, now I want to show you something, because what I want to look at today specifically is the fact that right now it does go to show that everyone is trying to be Yah, because if you look at it, the pharmaceutical companies have gotten themselves into such a tizzy, just running behind themselves. They literally are running behind themselves to play Yah. Have you noticed that everything that you can purchase to take and put inside of your body, you may be feeling like it's just great, They're giving you information about it. It's just wonderful. And then all of a sudden, maybe 3 to 5 years later, you're seeing commercials after they touted this particular thing as being so great and so awesome and so much that you need it. And all of a sudden, what are you seeing? Commercials. It may cause vomiting, may cause swelling, may cause edema, may cause heart problems, may cause cross-eyedness, may cause your neighbor's dog to flip backwards if you take it. Just all these crazy things, right? So here is what I want to take a look at. This beautiful tree that has so many mysteries to it. Now, this is the tree that you saw on the thumbnail. Look at how beautiful this is. Now, it goes on to say here with Earthplex, which is where I got this from. My brother sent it to me on Instagram, and he does this all the time. He'll send the most beautiful, just the most vivid pictures. This is from Lee. And this is on Earthpix on Instagram. The page is Earthpix. Now it says, this 1,400-year-old ginkgo tree within Gunyen Buddhist temple is in Zongnang Mountain, and I hope that I have not badgered that, but it's in the Zongnang Mountain region of China. Every autumn, as the leaves fall, they create a vibrant golden blanket which attracts thousands of tourists every year. Now, this goes on to have a few more pictures of this unbelievable tree. You can see all of the folks that are down here looking at it. It's like all the tourists are sort of meeting there, and they're all looking at this. You see that? And look at it. Can you imagine that as your yard? Oh boy, can you imagine having to rake that? Let's just say that. Can you imagine having to rake that? I don't think you can. I know I couldn't. But in any case, I digress. This is beautiful, right? So this is the tree. But now I want to read about this tree because, as you know, ginkgo, I wanted to see if there was any connection to the term ginkgo, which is what led me to having this passage today. So when we look up the word and when we look up the tree dealing with ginkgo, we're going to find that it's actually the same tree. And we know that when we read about ginkgo or ginkgo biloba, they state that it's to help your memory stay intact, as well as a few other medicinal things. They also tell you that, it can help you with anti-aging and all this other stuff. Well, it is that tree, because if you look over here, there's the same exact tree. The same exact tree. Now, the ginkgo biloba, commonly known as the ginkgo or ginkgo tree, also known as the maidenhair tree, is a species of the native tree which is native to China. It is the last living species in order of the Ginkgoales, all right, which first appeared 290 million years ago. This is very, very telling because we have all heard accounts of the earth being X amount of years old and then civilization being this amount of years old. But every now and again, you'll hear these conflicting stories by coming out saying that the tree was 290 million years old, the species. It sort of contradicts what everybody tells us about the age of the earth. Now, here's the reason why I'm pointing to that fact. Because in the verse in Genesis 1:11, you see that the Father created the trees at that specific time and allowed each tree to have herb-bearing seeds within them. These trees were not created prior to the date Yah created them. And yet, here it says 290 million years old. Now it goes on to read that fossils very similar to the living species belong to the genus Ginkgo, extended back to the Middle Jurassic, approximately 170 million years ago. The tree was cultivated early in human history and remains commonly planted. The ginkgo leaf extract is commonly used as a dietary supplement, but there is no scientific evidence that it supports human health or is effective against any disease. Now, even with that statement, and I'm going to come on this side with you guys, even with that statement, I'd have to say there's a little bit of, I don't know. I just feel like that's a little misleading, because the irony is they want us to believe that the only place that health is going to come from is from them. Meanwhile, they rip and raid all of the forests, all of the rainforests and everything else for all of its substance. All of its substance. And yet they're telling us that this does not appear to have any health benefits at all. Okay? Any health benefits at all, which goes to show that, they don't know what they're talking about. So I first thought that was beautiful. And then I thought to myself, what if they're showing this tree and it's just that channel, but what if they're about to really start to attack, even more than they have, the rainforests? Well, it's good for us to get the information out that there are still trees that have herbology to them, as most of you in the chat know. But I think it's really important for us to start to focus on the memory. And that's why I thought it may seem like something very light, but if we remember this morning, we were dealing with AI taking over the mind. We were dealing with them having the little soldiers or whatever put inside the brain through the bloodstream, and that these things would actually think for you, take your thoughts, store them away, all kinds of criminal things that you would never begin to think would ever happen in our lifetime. So I'm saying that there is obviously a reason why y'all gave all of this to me in one day. And I would have to say, I'd have to submit that it is a reminder for us to take care of our memory. You know, somebody sent me something really beautiful. They sent me golden seal, and they sent a root of it. Now, I need to ask them if I can put that root someplace and watch it grow. I'm not sure if you can, but I would say this. I'm looking at it right now. This is magic to those of us living right now, because golden seal helps build the immune system. It helps to do a lot of things. And yet, you can't tell anybody about this root. You can't share with anyone that root will actually begin to take care of you medicinally. You can't share it or you'll be in trouble. Why is that? Because now more than ever, they want you to believe that they are the only ones that can heal you. And now more than ever is the day that I submit we need to rage against that. We need to stand against that thought process. Now somebody will say, well, gee whiz, they've been doing this for a long time. Why would we have to start now? Because we got to. As we can see, this whole thing has gone really, really too far. But the etymology of this particular tree is where I want to get into, because as you can see with the nameplay, there's a lot of different nameplay, and there's a lot of different things that the spelling and the correction and how it actually began to have the name that it has now. Now, we'll go past that, but let's just go on to the description. These are all left down below in the description box for you. I'm going to get into the description so that we can get on with what we want to talk about today. The ginkgo are large trees, normally reaching height of 20 to 35 meters, which is 66 to 115 feet, with some specimens in China being over 50 meters or 165 feet. The tree has an angular crown, and they're very long, somewhat erratic branches is what they have, and it's usually deep-rooted and resistant to wind and snow. Wow, sounds a lot like what Yah created us to be, to have our roots deeply rooted in Him and to be resistant to anything that comes to us, knowing that because we're deeply rooted in Him, He takes care of us and He has our backs. But let's just go ahead on and continue reading. Now it says that it's resistant to wind and snow damage, and the young trees are often tall and slender and sparsely branched, and the crown becomes broader as the tree ages. A combination of resistance to disease, insect-resistant wood, and the ability to form aerial roots and sprouts makes the ginkgos durable, with some specimens claimed to be more than 2,500 years old each. Now they did say, let me see what this is here, because it does have a citation. All right, to ensure, Okay, so I need to cite this. Okay, and I will just show it to you because it needs to be cited for me to stay legal. So can you guys see that? Let me go ahead and blow it up a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see it, because I need to cite this. Okay, it goes on to say that to ensure that all Wikipedia content is verifiable, they provide the means to anyone who question an uncited claim, and if your work has been tagged, please provide a reliable source for your statement. All right, so it looks like they have given no citation. So they were requested to cite it, and it doesn't look as if they have cited it. Yep, it's a citation that's needed. So in that case, I am going to say allegedly. Okay, allegedly. The last part of that, I will say allegedly. Okay, I've done my due diligence. There isn't a paywall. I'm not paying y'all nothing for this, so you go ahead on about your business. All right, so this is it right here, what needed to be cited. The leaves are both green, and on the top and the bottom they have a stomata on both sides. During autumn, the leaves turn bright yellow, then fall sometimes within a short space of time. 1 to 15 days, I believe, is where they had to have it cited. So they're saying allegedly 1 to 15 days. I'm not saying any of that because I don't see evidence of that, and it has not been cited. So the branches of the ginkgo grow in length by growth of shoots with regularly spaced leaves. Now this is the plant here. But I find it amazing because this really does look like your liver, doesn't it? And I know that they say that a lot of the plants and vegetables literally are shaped like the area of the body that they're good for, but that looks a lot like the liver if you look at it the way that it's spaced across from here to here, as if it were inside the cavity of the body. Anyway, so now so that's enough of that. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I do feel like as we learn more about these plants and things of that nature, it does show us Yah's hand and how he wants to heal our bodies with his methods only. And that it's really time for all of us to get back to the way that he created us to function. And the only way that we can do that is by taking his way and doing it. That's it. All the other stuff that we can take outside of that, yes, there are some of these plants and leaves that they have retarded by taking some of the potency out of them. But this particular plant has the ability to help you with your memory. It has the ability to help you with the immune system, albeit they don't say that. And this, again, is not... It's amazing when you have to not say something because somebody is going to do something to you. Well, I can't go by that. I have to only go by what the book says. And Genesis says that he gave us each one of these trees and plants to heal our bodies, and that each one of these seeds and plants had their own seed inside of them. So I really don't care what anybody else says. I'm not going to be waiting and stopping myself from saying what Yah says to appease man. I'm just not going to do that. And that is a public declaration. Okay? So after we've seen all of the roots and we see all of that stuff, we see that the leaves have a unique shape and form to them. The notches, we've already looked at those. Okay? All right. So that's that part. I'm not going to get into all the phytochemicals, none of that stuff. I'm not getting into any of that. But I will tell you that when you look at this, it's important for you to really read down that far, because there are phytochemicals that are in here. And I think that it has flavonoids. It's got a lot of other stuff. But I think that this is really important to read. All right. Taxonomy. The older Chinese name for the plant breaks that down. Silver fruit, Mandarin or Nangua in Cantonese, breaks all that down. But there is something to keeping your memory intact. There is something to keeping your memory intact, taking care of your mind and your brain. This, as we know, has been sold over the counter for just that reason, to help you keep your mind intact. In tandem with keeping your mind stayed on Yah, you need to make sure that you do what you can do to keep your mind intact. Again, we had this morning where we spoke about the mind, and how they were creating these AI to actually go in and read the brain and to maintain all of your memories for you, that it could actually help people in their health. We also juxtaposed and compared that to the Neuralink that has been made by the Elon Musks of the world. Elon Musk made it, and so they had the comparison for the other one that could literally go in the bloodstream and duplicate your memory and make you move and do all the things that it wanted to do. But it's really an attack on the mind. All of this stuff is an attack on the mind, attack on the memory, attack on who you are, attack on anything that you can remember. All right? And so when we consider that, it's important for us to put the pieces together, this morning show and this, ever so gently. You know, it's a very gentle nudge, right? But it is important. So the ginkgo biloba that we've all heard about helps with the mind and the brain and all that other stuff. But I guarantee you that it's not the full thing. And they would never, ever, ever sell you the full thing. You'd only be able to get a small portion. But Yah did say in his word that he has given us every herb-bearing seed to take care of our bodies, to heal our bodies, to make our bodies stay healthy if we do his will, if we take care of ourselves according to the manual. And he gave us the manual, right? Yeah, he gave us the word to take care of us. And for those who are just coming in, we're at Genesis 1, verse 11. And Yah said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And Yah called the dry land earth, and gathered together the waters he called sea. And Yah saw that it was good. And Yah said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the earth and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Yah saw that it was good. And in the evening and the morning were the third day. Very important, because we see the correlation between this particular tree growing to 2,500 years old. And we also see the fact that they claim that it was 200 to 250 million, right? Years before. That's very telling. Very, very telling. Let's get into some of the comments that we have here. And we're going to start at the very top right up here. All right. Okay. Hey, Amy, PBS Lover says, "It is theorized that the petrified forest in Arizona was just debris from massive Avatar-style trees that once existed. Silicone-based giant causeway. Ireland equals interior of the tree. Devi's Tower is the stump. Devi's Tower is the stump." I think they're messing with a lot of folks with the spelling, because I think yes, we can make errors while we're typing, but I know that she didn't do that. There have been so many errors lately, the people just putting errors in, and it's not people. All right, it's making us look like we're not putting the correct letters. This is like the third or fourth time in this setting alone where we've had to correct it, and I know that it's not you. I know that it's something else. The Pioneer says, "Gold seal is excellent for cleansing the blood." Golden seal is excellent for cleansing the blood. Okay, we used to know all kinds of roots and herbs when we lived down south and out of the country. We used to use them, yes, and we did. Yes, PBS Lover says, "I got quite a few plant herbal medicine books, Chinese as well, but need to print them in color." That would be good. Hey, Sarah Brown, how are you? Hey, y'all, I'm late. It's okay, you're here. That's all that matters. Sarah Brown says, "PBS Lover, actual print books are the best for herbal medicine. Google can't change or delete those. LOL. That's right. Adaya, how are you? It's good to see you. Hello, Miss Lockhart and mods and all. It's good to see you." PBS Lover says, indeed. Oh gosh, what to believe. You know, And that's the reason why I really wanted to bring that tree, because when he showed me that tree, I was like, wow, Father, look at the size of this tree and look at how beautiful the leaves are. And then when I read the name of it, I was like, wait a minute, we just got through talking about the memory and the mind and all of that. I think maybe Yah is trying to tell me to share with everybody to cover our minds, not only with him, keeping our minds stayed on him, but also undergirding our bodies with the necessities or the things that he has here for us to undergird our minds and our memory. That's how I'm tying all this in together. That's what I see out of this. Yeah? Okay. Sarah Brown says, yes, plants look like what they're good for. You see? And that did look like that, right? That did look like that. To me, it looked like how the liver is spread across from the right to the left side. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it looks like. They are corrupting the air, water, soil. Plants are struggling. Absolutely, which is why I believe that he's showing me to share with everybody to cover our minds. That is what I really want to drive home, is he's telling us to not only keep our mind stayed on him, but to cover our mind, that he gave it to us. And so if that's the case, we need to go back to the way he created us and go back to whatever you can get to protect your mind. Okay, we're still continuing today, and actually we started yesterday, and we're doing some tomorrow, and through the rest of the week, we're dealing with technology and how it affects us, right? And how a lot of technology or technological finds have been given to us to help us, or touted or sold to us to help us. But as we see from yesterday with the McDonald's workers and fast food workers being replaced with robots, all the way today where they're actually creating like a thing you can put inside of the body that goes into the bloodstream that'll help you with your mind. All right. And as well, those thoughts and everything else that it helps with, it's all downloadable to someplace else. So you don't have any privacy. Even in your own thought process, you have no privacy. There's none. That's what that's showing us. Sarah Brown says the quality of the soil that it's grown in and when and how it's harvested matters. Also for potency. Absolutely. Absolutely, Sarah. You know, there's seed time and then there's harvest time. There's a time for us to plant and a time to pull up that which was planted. And you have to do it in the appropriate season. You can't just put something in and just jerk it out. There'll be none of the substance. It'll only be for what it looks like. And that's the reason why you'll find a lot of things that are grown in greenhouses that do not just greenhouses, but greenhouses that do not have true herb-bearing seeds. They just have seeds for looks. There's been a lot of things that's been tampered with that Yah created, and we can't even take it for any substance. We're eating it, but it has no substance. You know, just recently, I normally get greens. And the greens that I get generally are the ones that I have to pull off the spine, wash, in the sink, and wash them about 3 or 4 times to get any little critters or whatever off of them. But for whatever reason, someone else went to the store and they brought back a bag of these greens, and they were already pre-shredded. So I put them in the sink and I washed them and I soaked them. It didn't look like I had to when it was done. I know the bags say that they were pre-washed, right? But you would still expect to see some dirt, well, because they come from the dirt, so it wouldn't shock you. But these had absolutely nothing but this green water left behind. I pulled them up, I put them in the pot, and I cooked them. Standardly, you can cook a nice pot of greens, a couple of hours so that they're soft. And then if you want, you can literally cook them all day, depending on how you like them. How about these never got to the soft consistency that I, a 57-year-old woman who's been cooking greens all of her life, expected them to, or that I've seen them get to. As a matter of fact, I left them going. I just left them cooking. I literally left them on a high enough temperature to cook, but not to spoil. And the next day, they still were not soft. It got me to thinking, these are supposed to be a certain way. Is it possible that this could just be some form of a plastic greenery that makes us think we're getting a great price, or that we're getting a great deal for the price? What is this? Still to this day, I don't believe those were greens. They seasoned, they did all of that, and I just have the feeling that this was something that it wasn't supposed to be. That's exactly what I think. I think that it was something that it was not supposed to be. And so with that, we have to know that something ain't right. Let me read some of these here. Hold on. Just answering the phone there. That was my daughter. Okay, so we all have to know that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in the stores that tout themselves as being a vegetable, they're not vegetables. This stuff is just trying to get you sick enough to end up being somebody's patient or somebody's customer. Okay, either way it goes. And here's what I think. When you're starting to think about, oh, my doctor's the best, or he's this, or he's that, or she's this, or she's that. They just might be all of that, but you are a customer. And they are a salesperson. So we see here that Yah has given us every herb-bearing seed. Yesterday, we were talking about the robots taking over the job. Today, we were talking about the robots and all of this other stuff being able to be downloaded into your body via an injection. We saw that, okay? We read that this morning. And now, lo and behold, he shows me how to tie it all together. And the way that he's tying it all together is to tell us to guard our mind with all diligence. With all diligence. That's the way I'm going to take it. That's what I see. Okay? Good afternoon, Lady M and King BJ. Good afternoon. Sarah Brown says hello to you, Lady M. Lady M is loving back on you. That's wonderful. Sarah Brown, some of my books are PDF of scanned pages. Trustworthy? I think so. I would agree. I think so. I don't know, PBS lover, LOL. A lot of plant stuff has learning curve, needs experimentation, and most of it is gut instinct. I don't know how to explain it. Sarah Brown, the golden seal that I have in my possession, can you put that in the ground and will it grow, or is it just something to scrape off and put inside of hot tea, or how do you prepare that? Any ideas of how you would prepare that, how you would take that in? Because it's definitely something, this is definitely something that to me is priceless. This is priceless. So I'd like some ideas on that. Now, PBS Lover says, heard about the manual referring to the chasm oil, or is it chrism oil, ascending the winding stair to the inner sanctum and speak to the Most High directly, but only after washing and purification. Now that I'm not aware of. I don't know anything about that. But yes, protect our minds. That's exactly what I'm pulling these 2 and 3 things together. The first thing, obviously, that beautiful tree. The next thing is the word, where we looked in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 11. We also know that the mind has been under attack for quite some time, to the point that they're literally trying to duplicate ways to get inside your head. They're trying to duplicate ways to get inside your head. And yeah, I said it, and I ain't scared of none of them. I'm saying it. That's what they're doing. Okay? PBS Lover says, saw a massive tree, ginkgo, on old Pyroid grounds, current NKT Buddhist Center, England. Founding monk said that a Naga lived in the tree and was causing the illness to the monk who did something near the tree. We see the word. I'm just not going to say it here. Okay? Does anybody still have flies outside of their house? There's nothing dead. But is anybody still seeing insects and pests that are unseasonable right now? I know that from the time that I was a child all the way through to adulthood, I don't remember seeing flies at a certain time of the year. How about anybody in the chat? And I don't know if anybody else has seen that. Mama Bear, Papa Bear says, hello, Felicia and the Lockhart family. Hello to you. I just came from tending my veggie garden. Wondermus, just wondermus. Sarah Brown says, hey, good to see ya. That's why I'm a little late. It's okay. Hi there, Mama Bear, Papa Bear. Lady M says, hey, Sarah Brown. Just a quick hello to y'all. It's not just happenstance that the word says helmet of salvation. Much love to you all. Now, Sandy Aaron, I know that you're not here. You're probably already gone because you're traveling or whatnot, but you're absolutely right. The helmet. And that's what we were talking about today. That thing literally looked just like a helmet. It literally did, but it's telling you that it wants to put neurons and all this stuff in the head. And that way, any thoughts you got, it's okay. We got you. All I have is Swiss chard and garlic. Everything else has gotten frosted at Mama Bear, Papa Bear. Hanging in there. Okay? All right, love and blessings to you as well, Sandy Aaron. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I have Swiss chard, several different lettuces, spinach, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and so on. Yes, golden seal will grow. Okay, so just put that in the ground. All right, you need a thick layer of mulch for your golden seal, but get it in soon. Yes, ants. Sarah says, no, that has been thoroughly dried. It is best to put in a grinder and made into infusion tea with lots of honey and lemon, best for upper respiratory and stuffy nose. Thank you, Honey Bunch. I'm going to do that now that I know exactly how to do it. I'm definitely going to do that. And so just maybe a little small amount just to grind it and put it in my tea ball, all right? In my little net. It looks like a little net. It's a tea ball. Okay, I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm tired of these bugs. These bugs are really driving me insane. I think that they are, I think they're DARPA flies, to be honest with you. Because I don't know who else would be bold enough to have flies flying around at a time that they're not even supposed to be here. As soon as we open the door, they come through the door from outside. And then they're trying to get back, but what they do before they get back outside is they come over to the desk and drive me bats. Batty, batty, batty. Just nuts. Okay? But I just saw ladybugs, which is a good thing. Yeah, you know what? Ladybugs as a young woman was my nickname. And we always see ladybugs in every house that we go to. Every house we go to, there are ladybugs. Oh, Lady M says ants. Amy says no. Mama Bear, Papa Bear says golden seal is an endangered species due to over-harvesting. Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, yes. Yes, Sandy, I'm so tired of these things. And it's like you can walk down the street and they're everywhere, all up and down the road. And I'm like, you're trying to walk and they're flying past. I'm like, aren't they supposed to be dropping dead yet? Apparently, if you mix a little of that alphabet in your water, your garden veggies will be tuned chemically to your body. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. I think that's absolutely amazing, PBS lover. Hello to you, Melvin Thomas. Garlic is golden medicine. Oh, I love garlic. I really do. I get and buy it all the time. Native Americans used golden seal for several things: fever, colds, nasal congestion, and respiratory issues. Thank you for that. It's apparently the best thing to drink if bitten by a snake within seconds. After the pee will have the structure and the chemical signals that the body will recognize. There's some amazing things that can be done with the body. And it also helps, golden seal also helps for tummy issues. Oh, that's important. You have to have, your gut has to work well, because if your gut does not work well, nothing else is going to work well either. Tiny mosquito-like bugs at 7 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees roughly. Right? What is going on? I was watching something this morning where they were talking about, all these volcanoes and earthquakes and all the fires and everything. And I just stopped to think to myself for a second. This is part and parcel of the whole warm-up thing that they're trying to push. Think about it. If you're cooking and you've already got the heater on, say you've got the heater on at 72 degrees, and then you go in the kitchen and then you turn on the stove, don't you know that your house is going to be very hot while you're cooking? It'll get even hotter. Consider the house, and then you turn on, you got this place by the water burning, which turns it into immediate humidity, okay, because it's all hot. You got the heat, plus you got the water off the coast. All right. Then you got on the other side some more stuff burning. Then you jiggle a couple volcanoes here and there, in Yosemite or Yellowstone or whatever, or whomever or wherever. And then all of a sudden, everybody's saying, oh, it's getting hot. Look, it's messing up stuff. No, it's you. You're doing it. You're causing all this stuff. The fires that are caused, you're doing it. Yeah. And see, the Father has given us this knowledge that if we would stop just pretending like what we see we don't see, we would all be a whole lot better for it. What you see when you see it, say it. What you see in the spirit and you know it's from him, you may as well say it. That's what I think the whole thing is. And that's just my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. Mama Bear, Papa Bear says, you can make a mouthwash for painful gums. Heppel's eye infection, they say. Now, here is my disclaimer. I am not a doctor, LOL. That should say helps above there. I told you what they're doing. Sarah Brown says, yes, it's good for lots of stuff. Golden Seal is called the Cherokee Cure-All, but I use it mostly for head cold. Cherokee, yay! Cherokee Cure-All. Thank you, Mamacita. Lady M says, gotta get going. Peace be with you all. And peace be with you as well, precious. You also need a rich, well-drained soil for Golden Seal at Felicia. I will email you some stuff on Golden Seal. Yes, and Sarah Brown has blessed me with some beautiful Golden Seal. Let me see if you guys can see me. I want to show you this Golden Seal. I want to show you this. Let's see. Do I look crazy today? Probably. More than likely. More than likely you're crazy. More than likely you do. Yeah, you probably do. Can you see me? Yeah, okay. Look, that's it. This is the Golden Seal right here. See that? See? That's the Golden Seal. Right here. That's a piece of it. It's a piece of it. See that? Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye now. But with that said, yes, I am going to do exactly what you said to do. I'm going to do exactly what you said to do, and I'm going to drink it. And I've got a lot of good honey, really good honey. So I'm going to put that with it and probably put a little bit of lemon in there as well. Yeah, I am. Okay. All right. Oh, yes, at Sarah, because I'm almost all Cherokee. Good. Lots of honey with Golden Seal. It's bitter, LOL. The stuff that's best for you always tastes the worst. I know, right? Awesome at Sarah Brown. Blessing Felicia with Golden Seal. Yes, she did. She loves me. You all love me. You guys, we've only been together for 47 minutes and 33 seconds. But I don't want us to lose sight of what it is that Yah has given us today. Okay? And little cuts, lemon cuts the bitter. Okay, cool beans. I'll do that. If you plant from the seed or root, it takes longer, so probably need to find plants to go straight to the ground. Okay, I got you, Mamacita. Okay, so this is what I want to say. I'm going to show you again because a lot of people were not here. We're going to touch base on all of our points from today because I want to drive this one thing home. We must guard our minds. We must guard our hearts with all diligence. We must. Remember, we had Genesis 1, verse 11. We started at verse 9 and we concluded with 13. Okay? All right? We're looking at the herb-bearing fruit, the yielding fruit of its own kind. The seed is in itself. Even though you see seeds and plants right now and fruit right now, those are generally sterilized and are not able to produce anything. Back in the day, you used to be able to take an avocado and you could put it in some water and you would see a sprout come up. That doesn't happen anymore. Even with the one that I bought that I thought was organic. Used to have a beautiful pothos plant would come. You can put it all over the place. So much has happened. It's time to stand up for you personally, for your physical well-being. It's time to stand up for your personal physical well-being. Say no and take care of yourself, right? So that is Genesis 1:11. And then the next thing that we looked at, which is what sparked the curiosity for me for today, was what my brother Lee sent to me. And that was this beautiful, beautiful tree that led us to look it up. And remember, the person's page that we found it on was Earth Picks. And that is this beautiful, beautiful 1,400-year-old Ginkgo tree. And it's at a Buddhist temple in the mountain region of China. Okay? Every autumn, the leaves fall and they create a vibrant golden blanket which attracts thousands of tourists every year. This is an aerial view. Can you imagine what's back off in there? Oh, the delicious medicinals and the things that man has not, tampered with yet. But everything that Yah has created is so beautiful and it's just so healthy. And gee whiz. Yeah, my brother, he liked it. Lee. Yep. Lee Jr. Lee 1000 Jr. Yeah, that's Lee. Okay, that's what also started us to go into the direction. And then, of course, we also used the information that we gleaned about the ginkgo, the name and the origin, and all of that stuff when we went to Wikipedia. There was one area that was not cited, and so we couldn't repeat that. But this is in here as well. It talks about the leaves, the branches, the reproduction, the genome, phytochemicals. Phytochemicals is a really important thing. So govern yourselves accordingly. For all of us who are up in age, who we have seen friends and family members succumb to, dementia and things of that nature, just know that even though we are covered, yes, we are covered. Even though we are Yah's children, yes, we are. Even though we, got up under the sukkah and we did everything that we were supposed to do for the feast and all of that stuff, we still have to govern ourselves accordingly and remind ourselves every now and then of the way that He wants us to protect our bodies. And I believe that the purpose of today's live chat was for us to hear the reminder that now more than ever going forward to please take care of your minds. Please take care of your memory. Please do what you have to do to take care of it and protect it. All right? Okay, you guys, I love each and every one of you, and I want to thank you for spending the last 1 hour with me. Remember, tomorrow morning, we do have our Coffee and Jazz with Fifi. Fifi's Coffee and Jazz. And bring your tea, bring whatever you want, but we'll meet here sharp at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. in the East. And if you are on the Pacific, I believe that's 7 o'clock in the morning. If you are in like the California or West Coast type region, that's the time there. So 9 o'clock here. I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm going to take some of your quotes as we leave, put them on the screen. And I want everybody to remember what we always say, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High Yah. You guys take care of yourselves and take care of one another. Until we see each other again, please continue to be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping